Boxing returns to Madison Square Garden Saturday, May 15th, as New York's own Paulie Malignaggi takes on WBA 140-pound champion Amir Khan of the UK, who will be making his American debut. Paulie Malignaggi, hey, Paulie, first of all, stop hating. Tell me a little bit about this.
We're really starting to care more about the boxing population out there, and I was saying in another interview, a big portion of the boxing population worldwide spends a lot of time hating on Paulie Malignaggi, and it's not good for your health. Causes high blood pressure, heart attacks even. You don't want to put yourself out there like that. You live longer if you just stop hating, relax, enjoy your life, and don't think about Paulie Malignaggi so much if you don't have a like for me. So stop hating is really a health conscious shirt. It's a movement for people like this to really extend their lives and put years more on the end of their lives. Combine that with stopping smoking and not drinking and all that stuff, you really could live a lot longer, trust me.
What are some of the controversial things you want to go over that have made them hate?
My comments about Manny Pacquiao, my exuberant confidence going into the ring and just telling people how good I feel I am, my stunning good looks, my ability to rattle off quotes that the media loves and they hate. I could go on. The list really could go on and on. It's a lot of things, I guess. A lot of jealousy, a lot of envy. Stop it. Just stop it.
What type of testing will be done on this fight?
I think it's just standard procedure, drug testing from the New York State Athletic Commission. I'm not sure exactly, but it's not going to be any extra high-end stuff that is not usually done. I think just your standard urine test pre and post fight, just the regular stuff that boxing always does. I'm all for the extra drug testing, like Floyd Mayweather said. Some of these other fighters said. I'm all for the blood testing, drugs and stuff like that. I'm all for that. But I think boxing right now is at a moment where it's just urine tests, and so we'll just do that.
What's going to be your biggest obstacle?
He brings a set of skills to the table that have to be respected. I mean, he's a fresh world champion, so he's hungry to really make his name out there and get his name out there, especially in the U.S. This is his U.S. debut. So he's got some speed, a good combination puncher, good technical ability. But, I've also got some things that he's got to worry about. So I think, we're both going to go to camp and we'll get our strengths together and really get sharp and really prepare for each other. And May 15th will set up a good fight. I'm confident in my ability to beat him.
Do you worry about him being trained by Freddie Roach?
Freddie's a good trainer. He needs to be respected as a good trainer. But, I got a good trainer in my corner, too, with Sharif Yunan. So I don't worry about that. I worry about he's got to worry about getting himself ready on May 15th, and his team should worry about getting him ready because me and my trainer will be ready on May 15th.
Thanks a lot. Dr. Sandler on the Kristal Hart Show, #1 first female, the prettiest lady, and #1. Paulie, you said some things at first. Well, finally a fight home. I mean, you've been fighting on the road, bad decision. It's good to be home.
Yeah, it really is. It's been a long time coming. It's been a few years. And not only is it good to be home, it's good to be home in a big fight. So that makes it all the more exciting.
Paulie, you talked to two, and Ms. Hart alluded to that, this whole drug thing. I mean, some things were said at the press conference. You said, hey, the bottom line is it's me and Khan. That's all we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that should really be the basis here. We shouldn't really take away any attention from the bottom line of me versus Amir Khan, because me and Amir Khan deserve all the credit we get. And, it's a top-level championship fight. And so leave all the garbage and extra mumbo-jumbo out of it. There's plenty to talk about when you talk about Paulie Malignaggi and Amir Khan. So just keep it at what it is, and that's the fight on May 15th.
I'm glad to see it home. Last time I saw a fight, I was in Brazil, and there you were fighting. Good to see you. Paulie, another thing here, too, there's sort of a pressure on you. You're fighting at home. You're in front of your fans. There's a lot expected of you. There's a good pressure, but there's a pressure on you.
It's pressure, but, it's only as much pressure as you really want to make it. It's also a lot of fun to fight at home. I haven't fought at home in 3 years, and I got a lot of fans, friends, family that are really looking forward to seeing Paulie Malignaggi at home, especially, over the past couple of years, I've also got a place in Florida, so I've been back and forth. I haven't spent a lot of time in New York. So a lot of the friends, family, and people in general that want to see me live and want to see me perform are really going to get to see me for the first time or for the first time in a while. So it's exciting more than it is pressure. I don't look at it as pressure because we fight for moments like this. When you want to be the best you can be. Well, you want to be the best you can be in front of your people and really make people talk about you and talk about how great you are and give you credit for what you do. And so one of the main reasons guys like us fight is for moments like this, to fight in front of crowds like this. And, I'm no different than anybody else, man. It might be pressure in some people's eyes, but for me, really, it's a privilege and an honor and a lot of fun more than anything to fight at home.
Last question, Paulie, and you said something that Muhammad Ali talked about, and you said, you depend on Paulie. You're making decisions that's best for Paulie, and you're making decisions that you're making and not somebody else's.
Yeah, I think ultimately, if you live and die by your own word and by your own decisions, you only get yourself to blame and yourself to credit. But when you make mistakes listening to other people, it's pretty helpless, man. Especially when they become mega mistakes. And some of the mistakes I've made in my career were due to listening to too many people. I can't say I've made too many mistakes when I listen to myself. And the funny thing about when I listen to myself is a lot of people don't agree with me. A lot of people say, "Oh, why are you doing it this way?" But every time I've done that, I've had more success. Anytime I've said, you know what, I've let everybody else win and say, okay, we'll do it this way, and stuff just went bad. So I think I'm done with listening to everybody else, especially at 29 years old. I got one last shot to make one last title run at this, and I'm going to make the most of it. And I know I'm going to make the most of it because I'm listening to myself, and I brought in the people I wanted to bring in, and I've got the team I want around me. And just because of that, I feel good. The performances are speaking for themselves, and this won't be no different.
On May 15th, the Magic Man performs Magic the New. Magic Man champion again, Paulie Malignaggi.
Absolutely, two-time world champion, man. It'll look good on my legacy, on my ledger.
Love you, baby. Doc Stanley on the Kristal Hart Show. Cable television's first lady and its prettiest. Kristal, love you. Thanks a million. Paulie, Magic.
Man, all the way. These big British fighters come here, and they end up always making their debuts in New York guys. Hamed fought Kevin Kelly. Ricky Hatton fought Luis Collazo, and now Amir's fighting me. The common denominator is, yeah, they all won, but the common denominator is also they were really tested in those fights. Hamed luckily had the dynamite to get himself out of there because he had been dropped himself 3 times against Kelly. Ricky Hatton, to me, they gift wrapped an early Christmas gift for him because I don't even think he won that fight. And, I think Amir's got his hands full as well on May 15th. With he's got definitely fighting the best fighter he's ever fought in his career. Not that should make a difference because he should prepare his own self, and I'm sure he will. But, between, I'm not a former featherweight. I'm not 45 years old. I'm not one-dimensional where, like a Kotelnik was. Basically, that's the only real championship-level fighter I think he's fought. But pretty much the guy couldn't make an adjustment from the first 2 seconds of the fight. So I think, again, with the great team I got around me, because I've had some performances that were pretty pathetic in my career, and I'll be the first one to admit that. But, I got a trainer who really worked on a lot of things, multidimensional, and really enhances my strengths and my abilities to really enhance my style as an athlete. Because not only am I a fighter, but I'm an athlete as well. I got a lot of speed, great reflexes, and so on and so forth. And I don't have to be up here to brag about it, but I'm sure you guys have seen plenty of me. I just want to say, Freddie gets up here talking about certain things. This is between Paulie Malignaggi and Amir Khan. This isn't about Freddie Roach. This isn't about anyone else. This isn't about Manny Pacquiao. This isn't about steroids. This is May 15th, Paulie Malignaggi and Amir Khan are going to get in the ring. The bell's going to ring, and we're going to settle it in there. All right? It's nothing to do with anything else. I've made my comments, and I stand by my comments. All right? I never said Amir was a cheater. It never came out of my mouth. Okay? Somebody asked me a question. Did it cross your mind? Have you thought about it? Do you think he's cheating, being that he's got the same team around him? I said I'd be lying if it didn't cross my mind, but why would I think that he's cheating? Really, he hasn't given me any right to think that. I never said it to begin with. Somebody tried to put the words in my mouth, and sometimes they kind of did put the words in my mouth. I got a lot of respect for Amir. He's going to get beat May 15th, no doubt about it, but I got a lot of respect for Amir. All right, I got a lot of respect for the guy, but I feel a certain way about the other guy, and I said certain things, and that's about it. You know what I mean? I'm going to find out, he said, May 15th. You're going to find out too, bro. You're all going to find out. Don't worry about it. I was like, this ain't. I don't take nothing personal. This is business to me. This is how I make my paycheck. This is how I make my living. All right. I don't want to be involved with boxing when I'm done with it. To that extent. You know what I mean? I don't want to be the trainer. I don't want to be in this business. I actually can't stand some of it, to tell you the truth. But some people maybe they get a little too excited about it. This is my paycheck. All right. But I also got my pride here too. I get in the ring, we throw down. You know what I mean? This isn't. I don't go in there laying down for nobody. And I think everybody understands that. Everybody is capable of knowing that. This fight is gonna be fought in front of a crowd where when Amir gets punched in his mouth, they're gonna love it. Okay, his whole career they haven't loved it since Amir's been punched in his mouth. They're quiet, or when he punches somebody else in the mouth, they love it because there's pro-con. Well, Madison Square Garden is pro-Malignaggi. This is New York City. This is my city. So when Amir's head snapping back, and he's getting hit with blistering combinations, and I'm sure he's coming to throw his own blistering combinations, there's no doubt about it. But when his head is snapping back with blistering combinations, the crowd is going to love it. They're going to want to see more, all right? And that's the first time in his career he's going to deal with that. You know what I mean? They're going to boo his name when they say his name. You know what I mean? So there's plenty of sparks involved with this promotion, with this fight, all right? But let's keep it to where it is. This is Paulie Malignaggi versus Amir Khan. On May 15th, I got all the answers.